Yeah.
let's move on to the East.
Your Eastern Conference. What you got? 1-8. Oh,
Okay, so this
Cleveland
is
and
Cleveland and
Miami.
Miami.
Woo.
Okay, I wanted to write this off as quick as the OKC versus Memphis, but
Uh, the
watching the
way.
Miami Heat yesterday in the
Mhm.
play-ins, I mean, this is still Heat culture, man. I think it was
Yeah.
a good thing to get rid of Jimmy.
Closer. Yeah.
They were pretty good. What is your thought about this? But obviously
Highly,
Cleveland is much more talented
much more talented. I
and
think.
well coached as well.
Yeah, I think the Heat are gonna try to make this a series, relying on the shooting of Tyler Hero. Um, I would say Cleveland still comes out of this series.
Yeah,
I would, I would say, I'd say Cavaliers in six.
I would say Caps in
Yeah,
six as well. I
Cavs
think
in
I think
six.
what's gonna
Mm.
happen here is that Miami's just Miami, man. You know
Yeah,
how
they're
they
gonna
play. They
fight.
play
They're
hard.
gonna fight. Yeah,
Okay, they play hard, but at the end of the day, Cleveland's just got too
it's the
much.
depth. It's the depth of
Yeah, it's just too much,
Cleveland.
man.
Yeah.
I just remembered when watching the Atlanta game last night. Again,
Mm.
of them against Atlanta. Cleveland also has DeAndre Hunter off the bench now. Okay,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
just insane for
Yeah.
that lineup that they have.
Mhm.
I really don't trust Donovan Mitchell too much
This
in the
is his time to.
playoffs.
This is time to prove that he can. That he's a big game player. Yeah.
Right, this
This
is
is the
his
stage. This
year.
is the stage.
Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was disappointing last year, in my
Right.
opinion. But I think it's gonna. The reason why the Cavs lose games here in this series is because he's just not showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing. So if he shows up consistently, then this might be a quicker series.
Right.
But if that's the case, then yeah, let's see. But yeah, I think Cleveland takes this in
Mhm.
six. This is
Right.
gonna be an easy one for
Yeah.
them.
All
All
right.
right, we got
The
what do we got
Pacers.
next?
Pacers said Milwaukee.
Oh, you want to go there? The game is actually going on right now.
It's going on right
So
now. Let's
the
see.
Pacers are the Pacers are blowing out the Bucks,
Right now.
83-58.
Oof.
It's bad, man. It's
Ooh, it's
bad.
bad. Oh my god.
It's bad, and
Ah.
it's we were gonna talk. It's good that
Look
we
at
take
this,
this
bro.
first.
Like I'm looking at the box score. Like there's two scoreless starters for the Bucks, man, and that's embarrassing. Like
And two
Torian
former
Prince,
Lakers too.
two former Lakers, Torian Prince and
My boy
Kuzma.
Kuz, man. My boy Kuz.
I love Kuz.
I love Kuz forever. Kuz
He's
is one of my favorite of that young core, and he sucks
yeah.
right now as expected. I just feel bad for the guy, man. Look, I like
Yeah.
Kuz, but he's just he's I think Kuz is that it D'Lo, Nick Young kind of player.
Mhm.
I think he's just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just fun to watch when he's given the
Yeah.
big green light, but
Right.
he's just not a winning basketball player,
No.
man. He's just not
No.
that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think
Torian Prince, Darvinham's favorite. You know,
he was.
they started him over Bobby Portis too.
Well, I think that's a good call. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Bobby's good off the bench. He can
Right.
he can provide a lot of scoring punch off the bench. The bench is actually pretty good now.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
AJ
so
Green,
you got
Porter.
Gary Trent, Kevin
Yeah.
Porter Jr., who's been really good for them.
Mhm.
Jericho Sims is
Green.
actually another guy who's been pretty decent for them
Yeah.
as well. It's just that there's no one scoring on
There's no
this
scoring.
Milwaukee Bucks
Yeah,
team
it's
who's
all
actually
Giannis.
missing Dame.
Yeah, Giannis is the only player who has double figures right now. Brook
We
Lopez is
gotta
second with 9 points.
we gotta mention the fact that Dame is not playing because of that blood clot. Hopefully he
Right.
gets well soon.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest question marks of this series.
Mhm.
When is Dame gonna come back?
He's even come
Because
back. Yeah,
if Dame doesn't come back, then this might be a quick series.
this might be a quick
That's
series.
my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Okay, so obviously they're getting blown out in Indiana right now.
Right.
They're down 23 as we record this.
And
And
Tyrese Halliburton isn't having a good game. He has only 6 points right now. He's shooting 2 for 8. He hasn't hit a three.
right.
But
But look,
he's been setting the table. He has 10 assists.
yeah, one of the guys that we have for the X Factors here, Benedict Mathurin, he's been great off the bench
Andrew
as
Nembhard.
expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is another team that's gonna rely a lot on their depth,
Yep.
right? And they're getting that right now. That's why they're
Yep.
up big. So the
Balance
question here
scoring
becomes:
too. Yeah.
the question here becomes if they can go back to the conference finals with this
Mhm.
roster, right?
Yeah.
So, and then again, if I just want to reiterate, if Dame doesn't come back in the series, they're toast. Milwaukee's toast, really. I don't
Yeah.
think Giannis can carry this whole team by himself, really.
Alone? Nah. No.
So, with that being said, right, this is essentially the 4-5 matchup in this
Right.
conference.
Yeah.
What do you got? Who do
Uh,
we got here?
Pacers in 5.
Pacers 5. Okay, all right. So
I'll give them one.
assume I would say that's the case.
Uh,
Assuming Dame doesn't return.
this is
Okay,
the thing. Yeah.
I still
If
have the
Dame
Pacers.
comes
Don't
back,
get me wrong.
actually no. Pacers in 5 would be would be ceiling. If Dame doesn't return, I think
Oh,
they're gonna get swept.
oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say if Dame doesn't return, it's probably gonna be Pacers in 5. But if he does, it's
Mm.
gonna be 6. But I got
Mm.
the Pacers coming out here. It's
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just too much for the
Yeah.
Bucks to carry on. And
Yeah.
look, man, I think they made a bad decision firing Adrian Griffin for Doc,
Right.
and I think Giannis is gonna leave
Uh-huh.
soon.
Oof.
So I look. Let me just have a look at Giannis right now
Yeah.
and what his contract is. But I'm pretty sure he can. Look, he's in his 30s, right?
Yeah.
And he might. He's eligible to leave, really.
Mhm.
So his extension kicks in, pretty much,
Mhm.
right? So his extension kicks in next year. Then he has 3 years left in his deal, but he's
Right.
31 next
Yeah.
year, and that's right pick is right there, man. I think if Milwaukee doesn't improve, he might ask out.
You might ask out. Yeah.
That's just me.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Next,
So
we
which one do we want to
got
go?
New York and Detroit.
Ooh, look, man, I love the Knicks. I
Yeah.
think I think the league is good if the Knicks
Uh-huh.
are good, and they're really good this year.
Yeah. They're really good
But
this year. Yeah.
they're facing an upstart Detroit Pistons team who
Right.
was way horrible last year
Yep.
and is now the 6th seed. It's
See,
crazy
yeah.
the turnout that Detroit has.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's write it down. So obviously the biggest thing for New York was they were able to obtain Cat,
Yep.
right? So they have Josh Hart, they have Jalen Brunson who's just returned.
Jalen Brunson.
Mikal Bridges is another
Mikal
one of their pickups,
Uh-huh. Right.
and obviously they got Cat.
Yep.
But then Detroit, Cade Cunningham has shown why he was the number one pick.
He's finally
really
in
looked-
a big game. That's
Right,
That's
right.
good.
He's been
Yeah,
good,
he's
man.
finally
He's
in
been
a
really,
big game.
he's been good. He's showed
Yeah.
why he's number one. He's just got a smooth game.
Right.
He's just that big point guard.
And,
He's just
yeah, and just the improvement like of Malik Beasley. Like wow.
man. Where the hell was that when he was in
Yeah,
the Lakers?
exactly.
Right? Malik Beasley was one of the guys who hit more than 300 threes this year, but he couldn't
Right.
hit shit with the Lakers.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
I was so excited when Beasley was part of the trade return for Westbrook
Right.
because of the spacing he potentially can provide, but.
Yeah.
He just shot blanks, man.
Yeah.
Shot. I don't know if it's the pressure. Maybe he had something going on, but he was just horrible in LA.
Probably not happy to be there. I don't know.
I don't know, man. But
Yeah.
he's been really good in Detroit,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
JB Bickerstaff, the coach, has just
Oh.
brought out the best in that roster.
He's a really
so
good coach. Yeah. Jimmy Bickerstaff. Yeah.
I don't think it's a fluke that the Pistons got here.
Yeah. No.
So it's really what's gonna happen with New York. I mean, look, as good as New York is, I don't trust Cat in the playoffs.
yeah.
All right,
Uh-huh.
and Mikal Bridges has actually been underperforming compared
Mhm.
to when he was with Phoenix.
With Phoenix. Yeah. Mhm.
And I don't think he's that guy. When you would expect him to be at least at that level he was at Phoenix, but he's not there.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if this version of the Knicks is gonna be good enough to show up.
Mhm.
Right? I know they got a good coach in Thibs, but
Tibbs. Yeah.
look, man, they got a lot of chokers in this team. Jalen Brunson is definitely not one of them. Okay,
No,
just to
he's
be
not one of
clear.
them. No. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I know Jalen Brunson is gonna
No,
bring it,
Jalen Brunson, yeah.
but I'm just not sure if anybody else is gonna be along for
You're
the
right.
ride. And,
Yeah.
okay, so, but then again, these are the New York Knicks.
Mhm.
I think the coaching will carry them, and for Detroit, bro, they have Tobias Harris in there.
Yeah.
Right, He's gonna be. He should be wearing a New York Knicks uniform the way he performs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, But then again, Carl Anthony Towns isn't a good playoff performer either.
Yep.
So I think this is probably going to be a toss up. To be honest with you, I mean,
Hmm.
it's really it really depends on if Bridges and Cat show up in the
Yeah.
series,
Hmm. I
right?
would
But
say, if I had to make a prediction, New York Knicks are gonna get out of the series, and I'd say that they can still do it in six.
you think the Knicks are in six?
They can still win in six.
Right. I was thinking this is gonna go seven. This is one of the series that goes
They'll go
seven
seven
games.
games.
I think this goes 7 games, and
But that
I'm
Detroit is
leaning towards New York
yeah,
just because it's gonna be in Madison Square Garden,
right,
and just because they have Jalen Brunson.
right.
So I'm gonna lean New York in 7 for this one.
Nice, nice.
But it's not gonna be a pretty series, is what this is.
No.
I think this is gonna be. Look, Detroit can score. They shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot
Yep.
of lot of threes,
Yeah.
and but the thing is, man, this is gonna be a nasty series for them. They gotta make sure to be able to hit their threes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they got a lot of young guys in there,
Uh-huh.
and I know that that's gonna be a factor in this series. But
Right.
New York should be pulled should be able to pull this off in an ugly series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I can't believe you left the last one. The worst one for last.
Boston, Orlando.
Fucking the Leprechauns, right?
The
Against the
Leprechauns.
Magic.
Ooh, let's
I don't
see.
even know.
A
Look,
young
I think
Orlando Magic team. Oh,
I like the Magic team too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Franz Wagner was on my fantasy team this year,
Right.
and he was great.
yeah.
When he was healthy, he was great.
He was great. Yeah.
But the Celtics team, we know how they play.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the Celtics are the ultimate 3-and-D team, really. If you ask
They
me,
live and die by the three.
right? They play great defense, right?
Mhm.
They play good defense, and then they shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the Magic would be able to contain that kind of offense.
Right.
Um, Boston has been up and down this year, obviously, compared to
Mhm.
last year, but they're still dangerous.
Yep.
But Orlando has been more up and down this year. I think at one point Orlando was 4th seed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They're very up and
at
down.
one point in time.
Yeah.
But then injuries hit them, and they just fizzled out.
Yep.
So the big question here is that obviously Paulo Banchero
Yep.
and Franz Wagner, how good they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
France last year was, the last time the Magic were in the playoffs, he was underwhelming.
Right.
But he's taken a huge leap this year. He's scoring close to 25 points,
Yep.
and he's making a lot more threes this year.
Right.
And then you got Paulo Banchero, who's obviously
Yeah.
just taking a step forward.
Right.
Obviously, another number one pick. He's shown that now.
Yeah.
So,
Don't forget Jalen Suggs too.
oh man, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
He's got the. Nah, let's keep it PG with that one. But
Keep it PG with that.
Paulo Banchero he was great the last
Yeah.
time they were in the playoffs.
Right.
I expect a lot more from him.
Mhm.
But look, man, as much as I hate those green fuckers, it's just, man,
Yeah.
Tatum is just he turns it on in the playoffs, and you got Jaylen Brown, who's been. He's just a good defender, man. It's the
Defending-
reason why he went through.
They're the defending champions for a reason, you know.
They're the champs. They're the
Yeah.
champs. I hate to say it, but they're the champs.
Yeah.
And they have a very deep team. Who as we mentioned, they hit a lot of threes.
Yep.
I mean, they got Peyton Pritchard, man, the big PP.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard, the big PP, right there. So
Yep.
they're very deep, man. So obviously, they got Porzingis as well.
Porzingis, Jalen Brown.
There's just a lot of depth in that
Derek
team.
White.
And, man, come on, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think Orlando has a chance here, to be honest.
Nah.
And I would say that this is probably gonna
Is
be a
this
sweep.
Is this gonna be Banchero's first playoff series?
No. It's gonna be
No,
the
no,
second.
no.
So they went 23-24 last time. Yeah, they went that. They won 7 that series actually.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
this is just a different caliber
Uh-huh.
opponent, man. Okay,
Right.
so it's just look, they're facing the defending champs for a reason, and I don't think it's gonna be an easy series for them. They're gonna have a lot of growing pains here.
Mm-hmm.
Last time they faced the Cavs,
Yeah.
and you know, they almost won that game, and that's why we
Yeah.
have that prediction for the Cavs that we had. But
Mm-hmm.
these are the defending champs. These
Yeah.
are the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
They're very well coached.
Right.
They have a great system in place, and their
Mm-hmm.
superstars will come out and play.
Right.
So, nah, man, this is if there's gonna be a sweep, this is probably
This is
gonna
the
be the
sweep.
series.
Mm.
I would call this Boston in 4.
4. Mm. Yeah. Just looking at the lineup of Orlando, and just knowing how inexperienced they are, and you're facing like the defending champions and like established playoff performers, like with Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown. Yeah, I'd say Celtics in 4.